All right, hi, I'm Emma. This is my video for Health Assessment 2. I'm working with what I have in the kitchen here, so bear with me with the lighting and the spacing of the video. And I'm going to start. All right, hi, I'm Emma. I'm going to be your nurse practitioner today. What's your name?
Brian.
Okay, what's your date of birth?
2/12/94.
Okay, great. Identified the patient. I'm going to wash my hands before we get started. All right, and then we're going to start with your belly today, okay?
Okay.
All right. So for this, obviously he would be, it would be his bare skin, but we're going to keep his shirt on for privacy's sake. So I would look at his abdomen. I would say that there's no pulsations or lesions. The skin appears intact. Then I would take a listen. So with your belly, I just want to make sure I listen first, okay, before I touch anything. So with the diaphragm, I would listen over his whole belly. Good. Good bowel sounds. Okay. So then with the bell of my stethoscope, I'm going to listen to your major arteries, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to listen to your aorta. Good. I'm going to listen to your renal. Good. I'm going to listen to your iliac. Good. And then I would listen to the femoral down here. Okay. Good. All right, so next I'm going to palpate, okay? So I'm going to touch you. All right. Then I just kind of feel all over. Any tenderness with that?
Nope.
All right, so that was light. Now we're going to go a little bit deeper. Any tenderness throughout your belly? No? Okay,
No.
great. Great. So then we're going to percuss. Oh. So I'm going to listen on this side for your spleen on your left side, okay? So I'm going to have you take a deep breath in. Good. Deep breath out. Up there. All right. So that's a negative Castell sign. It was him panic throughout and it dropped with inspiration, which is what we would expect. All right. So your liver is over on your right side. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. All right. And then I'm just going to feel. So on your right side, take a deep breath in. Under your sternum. Good. And deep breath out. Good. So the liver is non-palpable and drops with inspiration. All right. Take a deep breath in. Good. Deep breath out. Good. And the spleen is also non-palpable and drops with inspiration, which is good. It's what we'd expect. All right, so next I'm going to look at your extremities. So your arms and your legs, they appear the appropriate color for his ethnicity. No lesions or masses. I'm going to feel with the dorsum of my hand. They're warm and dry, which is good. Okay, so next I'm going to check your pulses, okay? So I'm going to check your temporal pulses. Good. I'm going to check your brachial pulses. Good. I'm going to check your radial pulses. Good. If you were laying flat and if it was appropriate, I would check your femoral pulses, which would be both in here. Sorry, my computer keeps... Alright, I would check your popliteal pulses, which are behind your knees here. Just relax your legs. Good. And then if you're able to lift your foot up for me, I would show her that I would check your DP pulses, which your dorsalis pedis is up here. Good. And then I would check that on the other side as well. Good. So all your pulses are, your peripheral pulses are intact and strong and equal bilaterally, which is great. Alrighty, so now we're going to get started. I'm going to have you move around a little bit with the muscles, okay? So I'm gonna have you lay down to start. I'm just gonna adjust my camera to make sure that we can see. And like I said, we're working with what we have. There's some lights in the way. Okay, so I'm gonna start with your hips, okay? So you're gonna
Okay.
lift up against my hips, or up against my pressure here. Good, that's flexion, and then you're going to push down against my, good, that's extension. All right, and then you're gonna bend your leg if you can. Good, press out against my hand. That's abduction, and then in against my hand. That's adduction. Good. Now we're just gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. Can you lift up? Good. Lift back. Good. Bend your leg. In and out. So, full range of motion, strength is 5 out of 5, and equal on both sides, which is great. So next we're gonna do your knee. So I'm gonna lift like this, and you're gonna bend down against my, good, and press up, good. And then on this side, same thing, against my resistance, good, good. So flexion and extension are intact of the knee as well. So then I'm gonna have you internally rotate your ankles, good. So he's dorsiflexing, push your foot back, good. Plantar flex, which is like stepping on the gas, good. Lost my computer again here, sorry about that. Good. Alright, so then you can sit up. Good, okay.
Yep.
Come this way. Thanks for working with me with this difficult setup. Alrighty. So all your lower extremities are intact. So now I'm going to have you shrug your shoulders while I press down. Good. So cranial nerve 11 is intact. And then watch your head here. And I'm going to have you put your chin to your chest. Chin up. Alright. And then rotate your head around. Good. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. So the neck has full range of motion, so no tenderness in the, or no decreased range of motion in the C-spine, which is good, and you have good lateralization and rotation, adduction, or flexion and extension of your neck muscles. So then we're gonna go to the shoulders, so put your arms down, and you're gonna push out against my hands, out, 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 good, in against my hands, in, good. So adduction and abduction of the shoulders are intact. And I'm going to have you push up, like bring your arms up. Good. And then bring your arms back. Good. So flexion and extension of the shoulders is also intact. Alrighty. And then I'm going to have you push up just to check your elbows. Push down. Alright. So flexion and extension of the elbows is intact. We're going to check both sides just to be safe. Good. And then I'm going to have you squeeze my hands. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. Grips are equal and 5 out of 5 on both sides, which is great. And then I'm going to have you put your arms like this, your hands like this, I mean. Push up, push down. Good. And then put your hands like this, put your hands like this. Oh, yep, like you're stopping a train. Good. Alright. So plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, and internal and external rotation is intact with full range of motion in the wrists. Alrighty. So now that we have checked your muscles, we're going to check your neurological status, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so we're going to start with sensation. So I'm going to demonstrate for you. This is sharp sensation, okay? With the end of my reflex hammer, and then this is dull sensation, okay? Alright, so I'm going to have you close your eyes. I'm going to touch you in different areas. It's going to be your face, your arms, or your legs, and you're going to tell me where on that place I'm touching you and if it's sharp or dull. Do you understand?
Yep.
Okay.
That's sharp on my cheek.
On your what side?
Right. Sharp on my left temple.
Mm-hmm.
Dull on my left chin.
Good.
Sharp on my right shoulder.
Good.
Dull on my left forearm. Dull on my right forearm.
Good.
Sharp on my right thigh.
Good. So you can localize sensations and identify them, which is good. That means that that's intact. All right, next we're going to check your reflexes, which can be a little challenging, like I said, with our setup, but we're going to do the best we can, okay? So you're going to try to put all your weight on my arm, or on me. Good. To totally relax. Good. All right, we're going to check your triceps. Good. And then relax. Put all your weight on my hand. Good. Then we're going to check your brachial. Good. And, or your biceps, I'm sorry. And then we're going to check your brachial radialis. Good. And we're going to do the exact same on the other side. Put all your weight in my hand if you can. Good. Triceps. Relax all your weight into my hand. Good. And then your brachial radialis. Good. So though your upper DTRs are all intact. And then I'm going to check your knees. So just relax totally your legs. That's why we have him on the counter, because we have his legs off the ground. Good. Good. And then I'm going to just adjust my camera to make sure I can get your feet. I'm going to hold the inside, and I'm going to brush with my reflex hammer. And he does not have a Babinski, which is good. It's a positive thing. So inside of the foot, I'm going to brush up. No Babinski, which is good. Alrighty. So then next we're going to check your cerebellar function. I'm just going to adjust you again. Sorry. All right. So I'm going to have you, oh, I'm sorry, I adjusted you too early. I'm going to have you take your heel of this foot and rub it up and down the shin of that leg. Good. And then do the exact same thing on the other side. Good. All right, I'm going to adjust you again. All right. So then I'm going to have you put your arms on your shins like this. Good. And then I'm going to have you rotate back and forth quickly if you can. Good. Good. All right. So then you're going to touch your finger to your thumb and rotate them. So new finger every time. Good. And then do that as fast as you can. Keep going. Good, good, good. Okay. So then, I'm sorry. So then I'm going to have you touch your index finger to your thumb joint. Then I'm going to have you go faster. Good. And the other side as well. Good. All right. And then I'm going to have you touch your finger to your nose. Opposite fingers each time. Good. All right. And then I'm going to have you, oops, sorry. Lost you again. On the camera. Okay. And then I'm going to have you touch my finger and touch your nose. Good. And now with the other side. Good. All right. Excellent. So cerebellar function is intact. Nothing that we would worry about, which is good. All right. So lastly, I'm going to check your balance. Okay. So I'm going to adjust this and have you stand up. And if you could back up a little bit into the camera view, that would be great. Yep, and I'm going to have you bend over. Good. All right, so I'm looking for any signs of scoliosis. And I see his hips and his shoulders are even with dorsiflexion, which is good. That means that there's no indication of scoliosis. All right, so then turn this way. I'm going to have you close your eyes. All right, open your hands for me. I'm going to put an object in your hand, and I need you to tell me which object I put in your hand, just by feeling it.
Pencil.
Good.
It's a coin.
Yes. All right, so your stereognosis is intact. And then lastly, I'm going to draw with my finger on your hand, on your palm. I'm gonna draw a letter and a number, and I need you to tell me which letter I drew and which number I drew. Okay?
Okay. A.
Yep. And then this one is gonna be a number.
3.
Yes. Good. All right. So then lastly, we're gonna just test your balance. All right. So I'm gonna have you close your eyes, stand up flat on both of your feet and hold your arms up like this. Oh, I'm sorry, I asked you to close your eyes first. Okay, and then stand like this, and I'm going to count to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. So you didn't move, so that's a negative Romberg test, which is good. That's what we're looking for. And then I'm going to have you, with your eyes open, look at me, and stand on one foot for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Next, other foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I know you can't see his feet, but he is doing it. So that's good. Your balance appears intact. And then lastly, I'm going to, I guess I'll take the camera and have you walk heel to toe. Good. So line your heels up. Yep, line your heel up with the toe of your next foot. Yep. And then take 4 steps like that. 2, 3, 4, and then turn around. And you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. So gait is steady and balance appears intact, and we already checked your cerebellar function. So with that, I think I did everything. That's what we're gonna get. So thank you for being my patient, and thank you, Jackie, for a good semester.